Hi Scorpio, welcome to your December 2021 love and general reading. I'm Gemstone Tarot and you are Scorpio. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus. Cross watchers, everybody's welcome. Valentine is here. Which way do I go? There she is, she's having a wash, which means that she's getting ready. She's getting ready for your reading, Scorpio. She insisted on coming in for it. It's weird like that, actually. Valentine loves being here for the tarot. I suppose she is a black cat. Okay. Scorpio, what do we need to know? December, the last month of 2021. How has 2021 been for you? Are we ready to kiss it goodbye or kind of kick the door on its way out? Do you know what I mean? Yeah. Personally, I think it's been quite a challenging year. But so was 2020. I think they go together, don't they, like a pair? Okay, what do we need to know for my lovely Scorpios? God, that one came up in the shuffle. Scorpio, this already, and there's only 5 cards out, and we will look at them because I've got my second camera so we can look down at the spread. I know. This already speaks to me of secrets, hidden truths. This has come up. Who did this come up for? Pisces. Came up for Pisces as well. Not the same cards, but a similar kind of vibe. Yes. So some of you might be involved with Pisces or have some Pisces in your chart. Oh, nice. Okay. What I'm also getting for you Scorpios, I'm kind of getting about trial. I keep getting trial by fire, which is quite weird. Let's have a look at your overall energy cards, then we'll have a look down at the spread in itself. Nice card. We got the 9 of Cups. Jupiter in Pisces, your heart's desire. The universe is pushing Scorpio, and it's pushing most of the signs that I've done. It's pushing you into 2022 to achieve what is your heart's desire. Now, this is different to kind of what you think you might like or what's going on in your head or what your plans are. This is your heart's desire. So for some of you, you may be in a situation where it isn't exactly what your heart's desire would be, but it's kind of enough, but it kind of isn't, you know, and you're just like, I'm not sure. Do I hang in there? Do I not? For some of you as well, we'll have a look at that in a minute. I've got the King of Swords here, which is really like shouting out to me. Air sign energy is shouting out to me. But most importantly is that you personally have this card in mind as your talisman. Nothing is more important, Scorpio, than your self-worth and your heart's desire and what you truly believe you deserve underneath all the thinking. Because for some of you, I would say there's been some thinking, some worrying, some maybe investigating, some wondering, some mixed messages maybe with somebody where you've been, I don't know, we've just come through Scorpio season. And for me, I think it was a difficult Scorpio season, but I'm not a Scorpio. Scorpios cope a lot better with Scorpio season than everybody else does because you were born to it, you know, as a Scorpio, you were born to take on the difficult stuff. Not to say that your life needs to be full of difficult stuff, it doesn't. But Scorpio isn't afraid of a bit of deep emotional action and getting their emotional hands dirty and, you know, really getting down into the depths of things. But even for Scorpios, I think Scorpio season was a challenge, okay? We come out of it, we swing into like Sagittarius season, we're preparing for 2022 and the universe wants you to be lucky, it wants you to be expanded. Jupiter is a planet of expansion and the 9 of Cups is a beautiful card. It's like your heart opening out like a fan and the universe just helping you to get where you want to be, okay? I'm going to look at this one and then we'll have a look at the spread as well. The Fool. This is where you're going, and this is where the universe wants you to be. So see this as tripping into 2022, Scorpio, okay? Just see this as Fool energy, I suppose. The 0 card of the tarot. The way that you start fresh. Now, for some of you, this is with somebody you already know. And for others of you, it's like across the board. Let's have a look at the spread. Okay. Shove them all down a bit. Camera's moved in its sleep like it does. Make sure everything's a bit straighter. Okay. Probably get just a little bit closer there. Yeah. Okay. Woo! Going for the close-ups. Right. This character, King of Swords here. For a lot of you, this character is important. And my nail varnish matches his cloak. That's quite good. Okay, this guy, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius probably, but otherwise he is somebody who is a bit difficult to read. He's somebody who doesn't... I always say that the King of Swords keeps feelings in a box, within a box, within a box, that then they hide under the floor. You know, it's that kind of difficulty in expressing feelings type vibe with the King of Swords. For some of you, this is somebody you already know. It's somebody you've had a relationship with before, or you're still in a relationship with them now. And they are important in your life in some way. They're springing out to me on this reading. You know, they seem prominent. Even if they're not in your life as much as you would want them to be. I'm just going to zoom out a little bit so you can see a bit more. They seem important in this reading. They seem prominent. They seem dominant as well in some reason. If we look here for the Emperor, I feel like the Emperor and the King of Swords are very much linked. For some of you, a situation that you're in at the moment kind of goes back to issues to do with authority, to do with masculinity, maybe even to do with your father, because that's the father of the tarot, the Emperor card. There is something here about the King of Swords needing to take charge of a situation, or wanting, I think, to take charge of a situation. And for some of you, there may have been a bit of a power struggle with this person leading up to this moment. It feels like normally when I do these readings, and there will be an extended reading to this, and the link will be in the description box, and in that reading we talk about, you know, the other person very often, how they feel about you, and, you know, we take this reading and we develop it. What I'm feeling just even inside this reading is that I'm getting a lot about the other person, Scorpio, and I'm not getting as much about you. There's something that maybe went on throughout October, November, which has maybe caused you to keep yourself under wraps, not speak up as much, you know, not express yourself as freely as you might have liked. And it just feels like that's going to change. This Fool energy is strong. This heart energy and this expansion is strong in the Nine of Cups. It feels like, and I got this at the beginning, you're going somewhere really good, but you have to get through this trial. And it's reminding me of like the 12 labours of Heracles or Hercules, you know, where he had to do this, like muck out the Augean stables, and then he had to go and retrieve this. It's like a quest. December is almost like a quest for reclaiming your scorpionic power. But in that, you also get your heart's desire. Now, Scorpios are very powerful. It's part of your sign. It's fixed water. That is very powerful. You know, water, if you give it long enough, can erode an entire country, an entire cliff, you know. It's very powerful. It doesn't seem like it. It's silent. It's relentless and it's soft. And Scorpios can be that way. You're very powerful, but it just seems that in this instance, you lost your power a bit with something or somebody. And for some of you, it could even be like a work situation as well, where there's a difficult boss or difficult authoritarian forces which are not entirely on your side or not entirely fair. Okay? It feels like this reading for me, when I look at it, looks like a story and it looks like a trial. Here we've got the Three of Cups. It involves others in some way. Friends, colleagues, relative, others. Other people's input. You may be talking things over with a best friend. That would be good. Someone you trust, obviously. It's wise counsel. It's Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio energy because it's cups, but it's also expanding something into a triangle, including someone else. But that is to your advantage. I like it. I'm not getting like love triangle or anything like that. I'm getting support. It feels like there's support for you here. Now look here, we can't ignore the Seven of Swords. Here it is. I'm getting a couple of things with the Seven of Swords. One, I'm getting it a bit for the King of Swords up here because he's kind of on top of it. For some of you, somebody is just not telling you the full story. But I don't, at the moment, get the vibe that that is because they have something terrible to hide. I don't get that. It feels more like they don't want to hurt your feelings with an admission of something. And I think they underestimate you in that, Scorpio, because I feel like you have very broad shoulders emotionally. That's what I mean about getting your emotional hands dirty. You can confess things to Scorpios. They don't judge in the same way because Scorpio knows the full depth of human emotion. That's the whole point. The ugly bit and the beautiful bit, you know, and the ugly bit is equally as deep and equally as important as the nice bit. Scorpio knows that and doesn't judge it. So I feel like they're misguided in this, but it doesn't really matter whether we think they're misguided or not. They still feel the need to keep that level of secrecy. It feels like with this Seven of Swords that you are having to also behave like this yourself. Sometimes, because I'm noticing as well, when I look at a spread, I look for yellow. I know that sounds really weird, but you see the yellow in the Nine of Cups and the yellow in the Fool and the yellow in the Chariot and the yellow in this lovely Four of Wands. Let's just tuck him in a bit more. It's optimism. It's really good luck. It's future stuff. I really like it. I look out for it. And I'm noticing, which I don't normally notice, the amount of yellow in the Seven of Swords. Sometimes the Seven of Swords comes up for you. It's not just a card of somebody's stealing from you, somebody's doing something behind your back. Sometimes it's a card for play. It means play your cards close to your chest and behave with a bit of sort of espionage, which of course suits you well, Scorpio. Scorpios are good at timing. They're good at not blabbing the farm. You know, you're good at You're good at speaking when there's a need to speak and actually keeping your mouth shut when there's a need for silence, you know. That's worth its weight in gold to you this month. There's a situation here with this King of Swords. It's not quite weighted in your favour and you know it. It feels like they're not telling you the whole story about something. but it also feels like you need to be quite circumspect and quite subtle and quite clever and quite, I don't want to use the word sneaky because it's a negative word, quite political with a small p, okay, about how you deal with whatever it is, work situations, love situations. They require a delicate touch, which you have. And do be assured, Scorpio, that you're heading in the right direction. You've got this lovely Four of Wands here, the 11-11 quad, the 11-11 quad, the 11-11 card, the twin flame card, the card of, it's kind of victory, it's kind of we made it, but it's also that there is a portal. If you see this, there is a way through, and that way through is not conventional, it's slightly magical, it's quite spiritual. The universe has this in mind for you. It wants you to get there, it likes it, and it thinks you're already on your way. And I really want to know what this card is here. Oh yes. 10 of Wands. Okay, look. We also have the 10 of Swords. These are two cards I often get together on my dailies, and do subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, because you'll get daily readings, pick a card readings, pop-up readings, love readings, all sorts. Okay, these two cards really go together when you reach a point. It's not even you that's reaching this point, it's the whole situation is reaching a breaking point in a really good way. The energy that's gone into keeping things secret, and you may have been quiet too because you're kind of missing in this reading. So I think you've been keeping a very low profile, and I think you were right to do that. But the energy that's kept the lid on this, that's kept this sort of, what's the word I'm looking for? Subdued, tamped down, that energy is going to break. Because 10 of Wands is the breaking point, and the 10 of Swords is also the healing breaking point. You reach this, you're over the hump, you're over the hill of it. It's peaked. And then I feel there's some and we'll look at this in the extended reading as well, the way forward. There's some careful manoeuvring required to deal with this character here, this King of Swords. We've got the Chariot here, Cancerian energy, but also the energy of having to somehow ride two horses with one arse, Sometimes we have to try and do that. The Charioteer does it by having a chariot, but these two Sphinxes, they want to go in different directions. Somehow you keep the show on the road, even though things are trying to head out in different directions. And then here, the Ace of Swords going up to the Four of Swords gives you peace and understanding. But also that Ace of Swords, it's lush, because when you've got the 10 of Swords, this is the card. Do you remember I said it's like reaching boiling point. You reach a healing point, and then you start here with the Ace. The 10 goes over into the 1. That's nice. But the way that you get there is not completely straightforward. If you read the Odyssey, Homer's Odyssey, Odysseus is on a quest. He's got loads of things to do to complete this the hero's journey, and this is a bit like you're doing here. But he is wily. He pulls tricks on people. He second guesses people. He works out what people want and how to give it to them and all that stuff. He doesn't just get there. He's a different kind of hero. He doesn't just get there by brute force, thumping people, being a great soldier. He gets there on his wits. And Scorpio, in December, you are benefiting from having sharp wits about you. That's the 7 of Swords. Now, just make sure you balance that with the 9 of Cups, which is actually being vulnerable enough to follow your heart's desire when it comes to this King of Swords character. Let's have some romance. I'm going to call them Romeo Angel love cards then. God, what's wrong with me? Romance Angel Oracle cards. So in the extended reading, Scorpio, I am going to look at the other person, yes, the Seven of Swords, yes, the King of Swords, the Emperor, how they feel about you, and also you and your best way forward, because that is more important to me than anything else. Yeah. Okay. Romance Angel Oracle cards, stay optimistic about your love life. Okay, that's your 9 of Cups. Positive thinking and faith will bring you romance. And a little bit of, you know, jiggery-pokery when it comes to timing. Okay? Doreen Virtue doesn't do a card that says, use your wits, don't blab the farm. Keep stum when you need to, you know, there's none of that, but you already know that. No one needs to train a Scorpio in those arts. Past life relationship, that's your 4 of Wands card. You've known each other before with passion. There is a real strong connection between you and this person, Scorpio. I'm just getting an oracle card for you. There's a real strong connection. It goes back a bit. It's a bit complicated, I think. You know, it feels a bit complicated. But I never met a Scorpio that didn't get bored with something that was too kind of straightforward. So I think it's good that it's complicated, because the person that you're dealing with is intelligent and they're complex, but actually so are you. You know, it takes one to know one, and I feel like you have a real bond. Okay, let's look at your Angel Oracle cards. First card is Friendship. That's your 3 of Cups. Seek solace and advice from your trusted tribe. Okay, Scorpios are so deeply careful about how they select their tribe, so I don't need to tell you anything about that. But sometimes, and I found this with a very good Scorpio friend of mine, she was so good at helping me out, but she didn't always let me know when she needed my help. Okay, so let people know that you trust when you need their help with this situation. Guardian Angel. This is somebody who's either past or even still with us, who's looking out for you. It can be an angel, it can be something in the universe, it can be a force, it can be a person. They're looking out for you, okay? I like that. And then manifestation. This is about law of attraction and how you get, as a very powerful water sign, to influence what happens next. Stay in your heart energy, okay? You've got your wits about you already. Stay in your heart energy, okay? Scorpio, I'm going to go do your extended reading. The link is in the description box. Do subscribe to the channel and I will see you soon. Namaste.